What up, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Studying Cinema with Cozy. You feel me? I'm your host, Jamal Hollywood, and today we're gonna be reviewing a movie I just tuned into last night. You feel me? A movie that's starring Austin Butler and Tom Hardy, and that movie is The Bikeriders. And this movie just recently came out. And I honestly got to say, after the first watch, I feel like for it being a film based off of a book that's based off of interviews and pictures that was captured during the 60s and 70s, this is a really good and well-made film that depicts the life and the story of a biker gang from Chicago in the 1960s. I feel like the the casting, the the acting and everything in between it flows really well in this movie, from the introduction of Austin Butler's character Benny all the way to the fleshed out character that we see in Tom Hardy's character Johnny. I feel like all of these characters in this movie bounce off of each other very well when it comes to dialogue and it comes to just interaction. You feel me? Some parts of this movie feels like you're actually listening in on somebody talking. You feel me? Like as if you're watching found footage on this biker game from the 1960s, with the way these actors, I should say, are able to flow with their dialogue and actually capture the essence of these characters. You have Michael Shannon, who puts on a good performance, a great performance, even though he's only in the movie, here and there. He's not really a big character in the movie, but when he goes on his monologues in the movie, you feel it. It's something that's felt, and it's meaningful. It's not a waste. And with those moments, you get a lot of background from some of these characters within these little moments of dialogue that you see them have on a one-on-one basis. So all in all, starting from the beginning, the movie starts off with Austin Butler's love interest, Kathy, walking into the bar, and we see how they end up meeting and how their relationship goes from there. It goes from them just meeting in the bar to, you know, him acting mysterious basically the whole first 24 hours they know each other. The man don't really say too much, but he got her hooked, you feel me? To the point where this man, after their first night out, sat outside her house and just waited for the opportunity to arise where she would be available again. You feel me? So made the boyfriend leave and everything. And in the movie, she stated 6 weeks after that, they ended up getting married. So you see how their relationship takes off, but he's still, living this lifestyle as a biker, this rebel lifestyle to a sense. And we see this character, Benny, go through a lot of trials and tribulations. You feel me? He's a character that is a hard-nosed character. He doesn't really do too much talking. He's really about action. You feel me? He's stern. He's respected. He's cool, calm, and collective. And one thing that's stated in the movie that is a big character trait of him is the fact that he doesn't have that much care in the world as the next person. You feel me? He lives life a little bit more carefree than the average person. And Johnny, Tom Hardy's character, he notices this, and those two, they have a good bond. I feel like Johnny looks at Benny as his good luck charm, as somebody that he could really trust and respect, somebody that he could depend on whenever his back is up against the wall. Even though Johnny is the leader of the gang, you feel me? He looks at Benny as the next one up, the royal heir in a sense, someone that he could honestly trust. So we see how that dynamic plays out and how much of that trust and loyalty matters to Johnny, and how it kind of, instills confidence in him in certain moments and how it kind of takes it away in other moments too. As we dive into fleshing out these characters, we see how the biker lifestyle may have affected some of these characters and their mindset on other things. Like I said, Michael Shannon's character, when he goes on to these monologues and starts talking about, him his brother or the people that denied him certain opportunities in the past. There's a lot of resentment there from being denied and looked down upon and not feeling like he was good enough to be where he wanted to be at in life. And it's a little moments like that that we get to see the realism in this film and how real these actors can bring these characters about. You know, in those little moments with Michael Shannon's character, you see how, even though this lifestyle brings out the joy in him and the comfort and the family that this character may need, is not necessarily the thing that he ultimately desired to be. He wanted to be something that he felt like was good, but now whatever he thought was good is, something negative to him. He had turned into resentment because of all of the denial that he had to face throughout his life. And those little moments just showcase how the biker family, the biker lifestyle played a huge role for some people back in those days when it came to being accepted or when it came to trying to, put themselves out there and not really being accepted in the areas that they wanted to be. So you have a lot of rebellious people, a lot of rebellious children also that's growing up, looking up to these biker gangs and wanting to do things that they're doing and more. So this movie is ultimately about the clash between the younger and the older generation and the lifestyle that both generations have when it comes to this way of life, this biker gang life. There's a lot of different situations that you see these characters face, like Kathy, and the red dress scene. That's something that I personally feel like, some of the characters that were in the movie might have had a hand in setting her up, but it's not really discussed too deeply. You feel me? There's a lot of situations where you're looking at characters like, can I trust this character? Can I trust that character? But I feel like that's ultimately what the director wanted you to feel, being that in this lifestyle, you're coming across different people that, are saying there's something, but you don't know until you end up in a certain situation. And the outlaw / rebellious lifestyle that these people are living, it doesn't come with a whole lot of, rules written down or restrictions or even policing, in a sense where people are checking for this, and that to make sure that this person is valid in this area. You have people coming from California all the way over to Chicago to try to ride with folks out there. So it's like, there ain't no background checks or nothing. People are just trusting people. But the older generation, you see how they're able to take these scenarios and move in a correct manner versus how the younger generation comes in and you see, fist fights turn into knife fights and knife fights turn into gun fights. So that's the trajectory that these folks is going in. And, the balancing of the relationship side that we see with Kathy and Benny and the actual family side that we see with the biker gang, I feel like it's executed very well. I feel like we're seeing, we're seeing hardship in a different way. I haven't seen too many biker movies in this sense that really revolve around the lifestyle and is based off of true events. But I do gotta say that, there's a lot of things that you have to accept when you're dealing with somebody that's in that world and in that space. That it's a lot of danger that may come with it. It's a lot of, stress that may come with it. And these are the things that they showcase in this movie. And, everything ain't gonna be always peachy and cream. You feel me? So you see these characters go through their own personal trials and tribulations on top of the situations that they're dealing with as a bigger family within this biker gang. So all in all, I do feel like the fluidity, the dialogue, the exposition all the way to the climax, everything flows very well. There's beats in this movie that, make you jump out your seat and get you, on the edge of your seat. And then there's also beats that kind of slow it down to where they want you to kind of take everything in. And the pacing of this movie works with the flashbacks, with the flash forwards, everything works. And I really do enjoy the fact that this movie is based off of a photographer's work who compiled these interviews that he curated from the 60s and 70s and made it into a book along with the photos that he captured as well. At the end of the movie, they showcase a slideshow of these photos, the original photos from the photographer that inspired this movie at the end of the day. So I like movies like this that kind of dive into a piece of history and explore it in a way for us to really, enjoy it and feel like we're in that world for 2 hours. So this is something that I feel like, everybody should watch if they have the ability to. I know it's only on Peacock right now, but however you watch your movies, I feel like you should definitely tune into the Bikeriders. I feel like Austin Butler, the few movies that I've seen him in so far, he's been a good actor. I can see why people are looking at him as one of the better up and coming actors, younger actors that's within the next generation, along with like Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya and that whole cast of folk right there. But he's definitely holding his own in this movie. I feel like every movie I've seen him in, he's kind of getting better. I'm not gonna lie. The first movie I saw him in was the Elvis movie. I think the next one was Doom 2, and now it's this right here. I know he has other movies and projects out there that I may have seen that I'm just forgetting about, or that I may not have seen. But between those three movies and those three movies coming out chronologically, I could see the improvement within his acting and within his presence in acting and on the screen. Tom Hardy, he gonna do his thing every time. I feel like he got it down packed to a point where it's like we know what to expect from him. We know that he's gonna give a good performance, and we know he's gonna hold his own when it comes to the accents, when it comes to the mannerisms, when it comes to everything. Tom Hardy is really locked in with this performance. He does it for real, for real. And even the woman that plays Kathy does a real good job at, telling the story in a way that's capturing, that gets you engaged, that makes you want to hear the next thing. You feel me? So all in all, real good movie. I would rate it off of the top of the head, off of the first watch, 8 out of 10. I feel like the fluidity, the story, the characters, the acting, the casting, everything worked out in their favor, and we get to see a real good story in the end. So definitely tune in if you guys got the ability to. But with that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Studying Cinema with Cozy. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and comment on the video. Let me know what you guys wanted me to review next, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.